Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering here. I'm actually on camera for a change. Cephalid Breakfast versus Tyler on Ad Nauseum. Used to be on camera quite a bit, but things have picked up progressively since I opened the shop. Healthy Legacy community. Have Wednesdays and Fridays for Legacy, plus all of our weekend events. Not get to the table that often, but occasionally we'll have a smaller event. If we have like 9 people, like I'll jump in to make 10 so there's no buy. And preordain Aether Vial for Cephalid Breakfast, not really great in this matchup. And Ponder, hand tripping through the deck. And this could be over right now with a Cephalid and a Nomad. There's the Cephalid. Apparently no Nomad. Vial certainly would have put that in. And we've got a Dark Ritual here for Tyler. Danger for sure. We've got a Duress. And not the type of hand you want to see. Force of Will along with a blue card. And Stoneforge represents lethal on the next turn. Tyler's got 2 black floating. He knows the Force of Will can stop whatever he's going for. Can he find a way to sequence things that he could not just lose on the next turn? This Aether Vial will tick up to 2. And that Stoneforge Mystic is going to be able to tutor up not Batterskull, but Shuko. For those unfamiliar, this deck does some spicy things with some cards that people are not familiar with. Shuko is this 1 casting cost piece of equipment that equips for 0, which means that you're going to be able to repeatedly equip to the Cephalid and mill through your entire deck along the way, hitting Narcomoebas and Dread Return, allowing you to eventually flashback Dread Return by sacrificing 3 creatures and return Thassa's Oracle for the win. A long way to go, but the spicy legacy deck that shares DNA with both Death and Taxes and kind of like the AB combos that are so popular in the format. What I mean by that is just these 2-card combos like, Show and Tell plus, I mean, that's kind of a 3-card combo. Let me back it up. Allurin, for example, Allurin plus Acererak, or Greater Good along with, Ominous Seas. There's a bunch of combinations in the game where you just have 2 cards that work well together, and you can back it up with a shell of Force of Will and cantrips like Ponder and Brainstorm to pull those 2 components together. Let me know what your favorite AB combo deck. I don't know. I don't know what people actually call them, but the 2-card combo deck. Very often they are actually blue-green. Very often this happens to be blue-white for the Nomads and the Stoneforge, and it just gives you the ability to pivot into an aggro plan if need be. Haven't tested out Urza's Saga yet, though. I really want to try that out in the deck. Gives you more access to Shuko and allows you to pivot away from the graveyard strategy even more. Not sure if it'd be good enough. You do have equipment and Aether Vial to help bolster the stat lines of the constructs that Urza's Saga creates, and you could probably find room for like a single Retrofitter Foundry. Wouldn't be super difficult. Would not be the best Urza's Saga deck. Would not be the best deck using Retrofitter Foundry, but perhaps it'll play a role. Or maybe not. Pretty landlight already. And it doesn't really like colorless sources. Got a Thoughtseize from Tyler going after the hand. What's it going to be? Actually considering countering this. Wow, so Thoughtseize actually snagging a Force of Will, a Ponder. That's surprising. Probably not correct. Very surprising. Few cards are going to be more dangerous, or more of a problem for Storm than Force of Will. build, still running Thoughtseize and Duress. More recent builds running Veil of Summer in this stead. The 5-color build's actually running Orum's Chant as well, or Silence. I don't know if the deck could ever realistically play Orum's Chant with Kicker. Often they're going to find themselves with double white. Thoughtseize. One of the first times I remember like that level of redundancy where you had an already incredibly good card in Duress that you were playing 4 of, and then it was Thoughtseize. Like, how many do you run? Are you gonna run 8? Like, which one's better? Run 3 and 3, 4 and 2, run all 8. First time I really remember that in Vintage, having the option of that power level. We've got Wishclaw Talisman. This is really what the deck's about at this point. A Limdul's Vault. That should not actually be in the graveyard yet on the stack. Cards going to the bottom. And there's not really going to be an auto kill here. These cards are ultimately going to get shuffled, except for the top 5 of the library. So there are times where you can get Brainstorm on top of a Limdul's Vault pile, or have a Brainstorm in hand and brainstorm into exactly what you need to just win on the spot. That's the strength of the card. It's not usually a turn 2 play like this. Perhaps there's already a Cephalid or Nomad in hand. It would probably have to be the Cephalid. Nomad potentially comes down on the first turn. I mean, there's plenty of times where you're going to use the cantrip rather than cast the creature. So we'll see where this goes. Wishclaw Talisman on the stack. Limdul's in response, finding what may be the ideal 5. One of the crazy things about Wishclaw is you can cast it and then come back next turn. It's not like Infernal or any of the other tutors where you really need to keep the momentum going. Oh, Day's actually stopping the Wishclaw Talisman. So it's not really like you have to stay the course and just move all in. You can just throw a Wishclaw Talisman out there if you're not even close to being able to win. Oh no. What do we have here? A Thoughtseize. Taking out the Nomads. Thassa's Oracle in hand. Probably incorrectly playing around Graveyard Hate would be my guess. Oh, and what a blowout. How is this Nomad not cast? Thoughtseize stripping a Nomad. That was just like straight up massive error. So Tyler looks like he's possibly just going to be winning right now anyways. Infernal Tutor finding some Lion's Eye Diamonds. Lion's Eye Diamonds being cast. Flashing back for Past in Flames, and that graveyard should be easily lethal at this point. Infernal with 5 black floating. Has that been enough spells? I think so. I think he's going to have to ad nauseum. Oh, there's the 10th spell. There we go. So Tendrils of Agony gets the job done. I do enjoy Storm. Really fun deck to play. I think it's pretty fun to play against, too. I mean, it's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. It's dangerous. It's not really fun just beating up on decks that can't actually get the job done. I feel like Tendrils base decks are kind of always in it. You never quite know what's going to happen. Well, Breakfast gets the play here on a mulligan. We turn one Ponder. Definitely one of the reasons why I enjoy Legacy more than Vintage now, which is pretty... Actually, I don't know if I can say I enjoy it more. I really enjoy Vintage a lot. But I certainly find myself playing Legacy more. Alright. Sorry if I backed up too much there. Somebody coming by to grab a pre-release kit. Recording this the day after the pre-release. Really fun. Really, really good set. We have a Dark Ritual. And core on the other side of the board. Just needs a Cephalid to go along with it. I thought Blood is an excellent mechanic for Limited. I thought the extra looting was just phenomenal. Very impressed with it. Ability to sure you don't get flooded. And that's like the floor. That's like minimum. A Dark Ritual. Daze is thrown at that. What's going on? Days where you can pay the one. Happen very often. Oh, okay. Double days, stopping the Dark Ritual. Wasn't sure what the delay was there. Aether Vial coming down. Double days to stop the Dark Ritual. That be enough? Might be. Get the right read. Looks like Tyler's not ready to just storm off. Passes the turn. Vial up to 2. And we've got a Dress Down. And this is actually going to prevent the combo for a turn. Creatures lose all abilities. Gets to draw a card off of it. Daze potentially could have been useful there. Though probably not. Like, I mean, it would stop the card draw, but if you can't get down the Cephalid anyways. Mad Swings. And passing the turn, so no Cephalid in hand, perhaps? Thoughtseize. Oh no, the Cephalid was in hand. Wild. What is going on? So I suppose maybe you don't play the Cephalid if you think your opponent is going to play around your hand. That's all I can stretch to there. There are times where you would not cast the Cephalid because your opponent will have to move all in and kill you. Whereas if you've got cards in hand, maybe they'll take some extra time. But Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's where you want to be. Ad nauseum. Tendrils, not what you want to be revealing there. No mana floating. A couple of lotus petals, so just need like a dark ritual here. Oh no. Wow. What a bizarre game. Oh, and a dark ritual as the next card just for rubbins. That was a weird one. I don't even know what to say about that. Not playing the Cephalid there is questionable. But Tyler goes for it anyways and whiffs. So I don't know. Magic's an easy game sometimes. Sometimes your opponent just fumbles and you get there anyways.